All right. Jim, are you on your phone? Oh, I see. I see. Hold on. Fucking A. Oh, man.
We're back.
We're
Can you
back.
believe it?
I can. I can't believe it. All right. This will be it no matter what. Okay. Hopefully this works.
Yeah, it's working.
Either way.
Hey,
So,
hey, we're gonna have a good talk.
yeah, we
I don't
you know what
know.
you and I are
Really,
going to have.
like it's, I mean, whatever.
So I was going through, I was watching your new podcast, Pass Through Frequencies, right?
Sure. Yeah.
What is it? Pass through?
Pass through frequencies. Yeah.
Yeah, I got it right.
Yeah.
Uh, so anyways, I was watching them, and when I started going through the comments, there's two main things, which is it's kind of weird, right? Because we've been friends a long time. I just see you as my friend Jim. I don't see you as what other people see you as. Like your fans are
Yeah.
so fervent, and they're so appreciative of you. But the biggest comment is that you don't age. This is like,
Oh, well, I mean, there's these
but
things.
that's
That's
it.
kind of proof.
Yeah, but it's like every other comment is like, holy fuck, this guy does not age at all. And then it made me start really looking at you during the interviews and like, you really don't. You look really young.
Yeah. I mean, I'm gonna be 45 this year, dude.
I don't know.
That's
I just
that's
don't.
real.
I mean, it is, but I think it's a rock and roll lifestyle. You get to sleep in, right?
I don't know. I don't know. I mean, trust me, it hasn't been all healthy living.
No, I know.
No,
I was
it really hasn't.
Yeah, no, yeah, I uh, I feel like one thing I think a lot about is when we went on tour with you, when Sparta supported you. I think it was us in Cave In, and on that
Yeah,
on
yeah.
that tour, I had a birthday in Atlanta, I believe, and it's one of my favorite birthday stories because there's like a cake was bought, a lot of drinks were had, and then I was on the phone with Christine, and I walked off a loading dock without like just being super drunk. And our front of house, I just remember like as I was falling, like in the distance, I could see our front of house guy running towards me. And I was like, hey,
Good
not,
times.
not all healthy living,
No,
maybe a few bad nights in there.
yeah, I mean, it's rough, man. Like, it's kind of easy to fall into that.
Yeah. Well,
Like some people don't get out of it.
what other job do you get where you're paid oftentimes in
Beer,
in beer? Yeah.
yeah, and drink tickets.
And then you're told, tons of people, I've said this plenty of times before, but if I could go back in time, the one thing I do would probably pay more attention to the business side of things and not be at the party instead of the meeting in the morning.
Yeah,
Because
there's like
I fucked myself a few times there, but it was fun.
there's a yeah, it's tricky. I think like that's definitely something I think about going back, you know, through the mental years. It's like not so much, maybe not so much. That I wish I would have partied less and read Don Passman's book more, but like uh, just sort of been present with things,
Yeah.
instead of like, because when you're in it, you don't think it's gonna last long, so you're just going with whatever comes by instead of like maybe really appreciating. It's sort of like when you're just messed up all the time, you don't like really appreciate. You're not present with it. You're not appreciating it. You're just going with the party, and you know it's just kind of you're sort of missing out on everything that's possible to get out of it that way.
Right. Or just the bigger picture. Like my nickname early on was like the sprinter because we would go to like an after party and I would just go just full on as fast as I could
Yeah.
and be out of there pretty quick. Like you get him out, he's done. Made me like, oh,
Yeah.
like no one had even gotten to the party yet, and I was already getting
Right.
kicked.
Set the timer. Here we go. See how long Jim lasts.
Yeah. But anyways, I think that part of that is what you're saying. That really makes sense, actually. Like you don't know how long this is gonna last, and you don't. I mean, I never really thought about it that way. I never thought of it as a destination. It was just kind of like, shit, we're here. Let's have fun and go from there. And then you like 20 years later, you're like, oh, I'm still here. maybe I
Yeah.
should maybe I should take better care of myself.
Yeah.
Or
Or
the people around you say it's time to take better care of yourself. That also happens.
yeah.
Hey, I want to talk about your podcast though.
Oh yeah, sure.
Sort of where, I mean, I feel like I know where it came from, right? It's because we're all stuck in a house. But sort of what was the process of it?
Yeah, it's something I wanted to do for a while. Like I'm just fascinated by like the inner workings of my friends' brains when it comes to like the creative process. And like I think when musicians get together, it's like and you start talking shop, it's like, how did you do that cool thing? And I'm stuck. What do you do when you get stuck?
Yeah.
Like, and I'm just, and everyone kind of comes at this in a different way. I mean, there's no rules to this. We didn't have like School of Rock people around to tell you how it really is being in a band. Like there's no one that told us what to do. Like everything was basically like you just figure it out and kind of learn from each other on the road and from other bands. And so everyone kind of has come to this in a different way. Like they found things that work for them, and everybody's different in that. So
Yeah.
there's a lot to talk about there, and I find myself getting stuck on things kind of a lot.
Do you feel like you want to do this as sort of a not an instruction, but like an option for people starting out to give them sort of that resource of people talking and having those conversations so that they can, because we were really lucky to be around people who were also doing it or doing it in a way that taught us how to do it. But I can imagine for a lot of people that opportunity must not have happened, or they're waiting for that opportunity. So do you mean it as sort of as not an instruction, but as a resource for maybe like younger bands?
Maybe. I mean, I don't know. It's kind of more just like a selfish thing. like I'm just hanging out, like
Right. Well, there's nothing wrong with that.
Our whole, I guess I can call it a career now, has been based on just being honest with chasing things that are exciting to us and presenting that. And, not everyone's going to like that. Not everyone's going to agree that it's interesting, but, I think the right people might find it. And, that's, if you're trying to present something you think everyone's going to like, you're going to strike out. You're swinging for a grand slam, you're going to strike out. So it's basically just like, kind of like, I don't care. I don't really care like what people really get out of it. I mean, I think it's interesting. So this is the idea I'm going to chase.
Yeah.
And
no,
cool. If
I
you get something from it, cool. I do think it is a little bit more advanced because we sort of like skip over a lot of like the it's, people, I've gotten a lot of comments about like, this isn't songwriting. There's nothing about songwriting here. It's like, well,
right.
We sort of, there's like a level of competency that we just sort of assume, it's like they're sort of talking shorthand about things. Like if we were to get into about like writing songs, we probably wouldn't talk about the things that somebody just starting out trying to figure it out would talk about. It would be like, there'd be a shorthand there that would probably alienate some people,
It's a master class.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, it's a master class in songwriting is my goal here.
But you're talking to a caliber of musician that is deeply experienced. Like it's not an instructional course on how to write a song.
Right. No, it's not.
More like taking the brain of people that are writing some pretty epic, giant stuff.
Yeah, it's definitely not a how-to. It's more of like, what's really fascinating to me is like the the kind of the whole life transferable ideas about puzzle solving and getting over a sense of self-judgment. You know, like the like pass through frequencies is about like the title of that came from the idea of like, you know, you're channeling something, but you're also like responsible for driving something. So it's like what through, just what are you just letting through, and what are you trying to control in that? There's like this crazy balance you got to find, and it's just right, because like one way you just end up like saying nothing, you know, like some masturbatory like shredding, and nothing, you say nothing, and then the other way you get like just too, there's like this unquantifiable like radness to like when you are able to kind of hit that sweet spot of channeling something, but also driving the direction of it.
Well, isn't that what we're all looking for? That
Yeah.
sweet spot.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean,
But it's really hard. It's really hard to like live in that. It's really hard to stay in that, you know, it's like, it's a constant battle to get back at it. And it like happens really so infrequently.
yeah.
The rest of it is just like such self-doubt and crushing, paralyzing misery. But like you hit it once, and then it's like that carries you through for like 6 months.
Yeah, for sure. When you can find that, well, it actually makes me think, so sometimes you can force it, right? Sometimes you can push through, or sometimes you can take, you know, advice from friends or whatever. And I wanted to bring up this because I think it's funny, and I don't know if I've ever actually told you the story, even though I talked I've talked about it a lot in the press of the new Sparta record, which is, so I had sent you a song a couple of years ago and said, I cannot find a melody at all. Like, can you listen to it?
Oh, right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember that one.
You essentially wrote me back and said, if you find a melody in this, it'd be a miracle. Essentially, like, trash everything except the bridge.
Yeah. Well, I was just, yeah.
But so what ended up happening is when we went to the studio, I had sent just the same thing that I had sent to you, to Matt, and to Cully, who's playing drums for us. And we walked in and Cully said, well, the only thing I can think of is this beat that may go over this one part. And I just wrote a whole new song to that beat, like in the moment. And the third take is what you hear on the record. So all that song got trashed, but I kept the title Miracle just because of what you said, because it would be a miracle if we found a melody in it. But we ended up writing an entire new song straight from just the drum beat that he came up with. So my point is that sometimes you can force it through, but also it's nice to have friends around you that you trust who will say like, yeah, maybe it's a good idea to just put that one away.
Well, it's, you know, I have songs like that have been around forever, and like they keep getting recycled whenever we go to like try to get material together to make a record.
Yeah.
Like there's something cool about it. Like you don't, there's that you can't rule out any idea if it has a spark of that. There's something there. You think there's something there. You can't rule it out. You can't throw it away. But you might not develop it. It just might not be the right time to develop it into a song.
What's
So
the
like you keep like every time you make an album, like there's this batch of songs that goes by that have been around for years.
Yeah.
And it's like sometimes it's the right time. Sometimes like it feels like a new idea, and you're able to perceive it in a way that doesn't have the baggage of like you just banging your head against the wall trying to think of like,
what's the longest you've had a song on the shelf that's made it to a record?
like 17 years. There's stuff on now there's stuff on every album that's been around at least 10 years.
Right.
In some state, whether it's a riff, whether it's just like whether it's a complete arrangement, a riff, or just like, or sometimes just a concept.
Yeah. How many how much of that do you have on the shelf? Or is it just kind of always cycling through?
Yeah. It's always cycling through. Every once in a while I'll be like, I don't think I'm gonna go dig. I think I'm gonna go look at the old stuff to check out folder.
Is it all just on hard drives now?
Yeah, it's on hard drives. It's on voice memos. It's on various backups in different places. It's on like Firewire 400 drive somewhere around here.
I know you have to go find
like
it. The other day, for the first time, I lost a hard drive. Like I was carrying it like a moron. I had it on top of my laptop, and I was walking up the stairs of my house, and it fell down all the stairs and broke. And I couldn't get it back. And that's the first time I've ever lost like a whole thing of data completely.
You're coming with me to get a coffee refill, Jim.
I'm into it, man. Let's go have a coffee.
This is the private tour. So this is my coffee maker here.
Is this the studio?
This is the studio. I'm in the Jimmy Eat World headquarters here.
That is
this
like
the part. This is the part that
the smartest thing you guys ever did.
Yeah.
Take that money, get a studio.
Well, we don't own the place. We're leasing.
I mean, but close enough. You know.
It's not that smart. We should have just bought a place.
Okay. It was almost the smartest thing you've ever done.
It was pretty smart though. Like,
you know,
we
you guys have been there a long time, right?
Yeah, we've been here since like 2002. Like pretty much right after Bleed American blew up.
Yeah.
And we stopped. And Rick and Tom moved out of their house. We couldn't practice there anymore. So.
Did you? What was I gonna say? So I'm trying to think of. It must have been. Did you do the demos for Bleed American?
Yeah.
Did you record them?
Yeah.
Yeah. So those, and I've told you this before, are like one of my favorite. I heard the demos because I want to say it was those. So good. Like, you're so good at that. I wish you did more of it, to be honest with you. Like, I wish that I wish you recorded me. That's what I wish.
One of these days, dude, we'll figure it out.
I do. I love the way that you record so much.
Thanks, man.
We'll get the gems going, full blown.
I know. I still have my folder of gyms for everybody. Like Jim and I had an idea. We would make a band of just gyms. As a side project via the gyms.
So we know. So when Spoon, I don't know if I think I told you this, but when Spoon played here, we went to a bar afterwards, and I was telling Jim Eno about it, and he's like fully in. But we have to find a bass player. That's the mission.
We could get maybe James Alex from Beach Slang to go by Jim and play bass.
Are we changing the rules? Is that going to be a rule?
I mean, if you're, I don't know. I mean, like my birth certificate says James.
Yeah, so does mine. That was actually one of my questions. I was going to ask you because my whole life.
Who starts out as just Jim? Like that's kind of like right, like.
So mine is the way it came by me is that I'm the namesake of my grandfather, whose name was Charles James. So I was named James, but he's known as Jimmy. And then I was known as Jim. And that's the way they separated us was Jimmy and Jim. That's why I hate being called Jimmy. Yeah. I don't hate it, but it's not me. You know what I mean? That was always my grandfather who was an awesome fucking guy. So it's like he's Jimmy, I'm Jim. That's the way it is. But you must get called Jimmy constantly. Yeah,
it's kind of a pick your battles thing for me.
Well, you set yourself up for that one.
More often than not, I just kind of let it go. And it's always like someone that works at a record label that calls me Jimmy. It's like it's all record industry people that call me Jimmy.
Because that's how much effort they put into it. Oh yeah, it's named after the singer. That's who it is. Done.
I mean, I have a lot of empathy for Darius Rucker now, though, too, from that.
Yeah, what?
I have a lot of empathy for Darius Rucker.
Oh.
You know, like you think I got it bad with Jimmy?
Oh yeah, no, he wins for sure.
Wins. Like yeah, not even close.
Poor guy. He's doing all right though.
Yeah, he's okay, man. He did like a kind of career reinvention, which makes sense.
But he nailed it. Like.
Yeah. No. He nailed it. I mean, still nothing I would go listen to, but he nailed it.
Yeah, I know. I was gonna say. I mean, he nailed that. I don't want to be a part of it, but yeah. Topos.
Yeah, this is my other brew. I got 2 brews going here.
Coffee and topo.
Yeah.
Do you? And this is, I remember, this is a weird memory that I have of being on tour, and I can't remember where we were, maybe in England, and you were drinking coffee, like right before we played, like right before the show started, and you were drinking coffee, and I was asking you like, how the fuck can you sing and drink coffee? But it doesn't fuck with you at all, right?
Oh no, it does.
Like, does it hurt your throat?
No, I mean not. It's sort of like a progressive kind of thing. In those
You
days, that
start
wasn't.
playing like 8-minute songs?
What's that?
I said you start playing 8 minutes. It's a progressive thing.
No, I mean like just like over time, it'll catch up to me for sure. If I'm not like if I'm not taking my care of myself in other ways, then like
Yeah.
the cat like yeah like the acidity of it kind of messes with my throat. But it's not like I drink something and then I have a problem with it. It's like over time, it's like oh yeah, those high notes.
Mm.
It's like
It
a
just it makes my throat tight like instantly. So 1 cup of coffee in the morning and I cannot sing at night at all. Also, I'm not, maybe don't have the best pipes. Maybe that's the problem. I started singing too high too early.
oh yeah.
Yeah. I think if I could go back, I would sing everything a little bit lower
Hmm.
because high screaming is hard to do later on.
It's tricky. Like that's another thing. No one told any of us how to sing.
Yeah.
It was just like it wasn't like actually did some vocal coaching lessons uh leading up to Bleed American.
Who did you do it with?
A guy named Ron Anderson
Ron Anderson.
in LA.
Yep, I did it too.
Oh yeah, like I mean, like I would I'd practice with the cassette tapes from my lessons with him
Yeah.
before every gig
Yeah.
after that, and like it saved my ass for sure. It's such a trip, dude, when you really start like kind of connecting with like how the air moves in your head.
Hmm.
And you know what's funny is like do you guys use in-ear stuff,
Yeah.
right? Did you do earplugs?
I
Like
did. So I did earplugs starting in like when Sparta started. So I didn't use anything in At the Drive-In at all, which is why my right ear is
yeah.
50% gone.
So,
And then I did earplugs cut in half, which is a Josh Homme trick I learned from him early on in Sparta. Was he takes earplugs and cuts them in half back in the day, so it would kind of allow a little bit of sound through, but not a ton. And then I moved to in-ears right after that.
see, I saw Drive Like Jehu play, and then my ears rang for a week
Yeah,
in high school.
yeah.
So pretty much after that, it was earplugs at every show that I went to, at every show that we played. So like there, what I'm getting at is like with in-ears that are like for people who don't know, like in-ears, what I'm talking about are like these are it's like you get these guys, these are molded to my ear like a hearing aid would be. In fact, you do like a hearing aid mold of your ear.
Yeah.
Shoot this foam in there, and this is like my ear canal there. And so these are like the dopest headphones, basically.
Yeah, they
And they
fit
block
completely formed inside your ear canal. You can't hear outside air.
right.
No.
And so when you're singing, there's like if you do this and you hear yourself talking, there's like a head noise, of like what's happening. And after a while, you sort of get used to, you sort of use that when you're singing. Like you feel the note in your throat, in your head, in your chest, but you also feel the note like in your skull because it's vibrating from your ears being plugged like this.
Yeah.
So it's like that's like I started using that as as another physical gauge for how to sing. Like it's sort of like I can feel where the note's supposed to go because it feels a certain way with this, like the vibration of my head.
Right. I didn't. I don't think I really learned how to sing for a super long time. So like coming out of At the Drive-In into Sparta, I sort of was the singer now, and I did as best as I could starting out, but with no sort of idea of what I was doing. So like wrote 15 songs, sang them all on the record, toured for 18 or 20 months. And then I went to Ron Anderson and I started learning. So all the stuff on the first Sparta record is like pure, like guttural. Most of it is just like guttural screaming. You know what I mean? Like there's not a lot of technique going on. And Jerry Finn made that record, and he would call his nickname for me was Belt Sanders because he would loop my scream, and I would walk in the control room, and they'd be pretending to sand wood. It's like, yeah, I miss that guy. What a good dude. There's a couple of questions I want to see if I can look at real quick. Let's see. Oh, people are just asking if they can. Hold on. How do you fucking get rid of this?
I think you can scroll down.
Oh, yeah. There you are. Hi.
Sorry
about that. Did you see those when I brought it up?
When you brought what? I just see it like on my feed with.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no. So on mine, people can ask questions. I love this, man. Sorry. Yeah, it was a doorbell chopper. That was my doorbell. FedEx is here. I don't know what they brought, but that's pretty funny. So somebody was asking if we did the gyms, if we could collaborate with the Bins, which
with the Bens?
Yeah. Have you heard the Bins?
No.
So it's Ben Folds, Ben. Somebody help me out with this. I think it's Ben Folds, Ben Queller, maybe, and Ben. Another one.
Ben Harper?
No, that would be fucking amazing. Oh, Ben Harper would be the best. That dude's too cool, man.
Yeah. Ben Lee.
Ben Lee. Yeah, that's who it was. So I think those are the three Bens, and they had the Bens.
Yeah, we could do a split. We could do a split 7-inch with the Bens once the gyms get going.
Yeah, I think we could do that.
It'd be a great record store day item, actually.
It would be. Yeah,
You know what's funny is like when I started doing like my own songs like under my own name, I I was like searching around for things, and I found that there's another Jim Adkins who's like a smooth jazz guy. He's like a smooth jazz guitar player. His name's Jim Adkins, and it's every once in a while there's like some like mix up where like one of his songs gets tagged under my name. And then that shows up on Spotify. But like I actually wrote him and pitched doing a split 7-inch with him. Like,
what did he say?
He was like, "Oh, I don't know really what you're gonna get out of it. I mean, my fans are kind of more of a smooth jazz crowd." Like, it would just be funny. That's what I'm gonna get out of it. It'd be a story.
Do you remember? Do you remember the band's Gus? Do you remember that band?
Yeah.
So there was Gus Florida and there was Gus Canada.
Oh, yeah.
And they did a split together because that's what you did back then. Like in indie rock, you would just, instead of like somebody suing each other or whatever, it's those were the good days. Those were the good days. Pre-lawyers, pre-internet.
Yeah. And because of that, that's a great story. And because of that, they probably both got new fans.
Yeah, and I thought it was awesome. I mean, I own it. I still have that record. I thought it was killer.
I remember that. I think I remember that split, I think. Did who would have put that out? What were the Gainesville labels? What was like the
I feel like Fuse.
No idea probably put that out.
Yeah, I bet that's it. Probably. When are you guys going back on tour?
I mean, this is what we just do now. This is what we do. It's like, let's tour.
We are on tour.
Yeah, man. This is what do you mean? This is tour now.
Yeah. I did a streaming thing a couple of nights ago, and it was supposed to start like at 6:30, and it was with Chris from Saves the Day, and we were waiting for Max to come on, and he couldn't come on, and it wasn't working, and it like doors kept getting pushed, like doors. So it was supposed to start at 6:30, and then it's like 6:40, and then it's 6:45, and the guy on the streaming site or whatever is like on with us, and he's like, "We gotta start, we gotta just do this," and I I was telling Chris, this is the same as like a circuit blew, right? Or the PA isn't working. Like this is our new like, oh, can't open doors because the PA's not working anymore. The circuit's like now it's just all internet problems.
Yeah, we're pushing doors.
Pushing pushing doors. Matt, yes, Sparta will. I mean, I think we're going to tour in the UK if we can ever get on planes again. So
Yeah, no, I mean we'll all be on tour as soon as we can.
yeah.
That's
the
for real. We definitely will. Like,
this
we
would
just
be
can't.
like this would be the fucking ideal time to bring like the traveling Lollapalooza back. Because I would, at this point, I would pretty much sign up for fucking anything that was just like anything that was touring. Like I'm there. We're good.
I would personally load in a 12-band hardcore show in a basement just so I could play.
Yeah.
I would do it all. I would do it all. Me. I would do it.
I'm with you. Yeah. Oh, it's so good. Yeah. So, anyways, to answer that question, I think as soon as we can get back on the road, all of us will get back on the road.
Yeah.
So somebody's asking, when's the next Jimmy single? When's the next Jimmy World single dropping?
We got to write some stuff first.
Well, that's gonna be. You got time? What are you doing?
I'm recharging. Like in March when spring break happened, this sort of like kept getting I guess technically we're still on spring break.
Yeah, ever.
At first I was really motivated. I was like, oh, I guess we're not touring. And I have no idea for how long. Probably the rest of the year. It seemed like a really hard concept to accept.
Yeah.
In March.
Did you postpone so we postponed like 3 months.
Yeah, we were about to go. We were like 2 days away from going to Australia when everything kind of our gear went to Australia and came back. Our gear got a nice trip to Australia.
Your gear went on tour. That's cool.
Too bad we can't get the frequent flyer miles for cartage. But yeah.
So did you just stop at that point?
Yeah, I mean we were like, well, we were about to. That was like the beginning of this entire year of 2020 for us to tour. Was like end of February, beginning of March, and things kept on being, uncertain, and then finally everything just got canceled.
Yeah.
And
are you? And I don't want to give away any industry secrets here, but are you holding stuff?
I mean, yeah. I mean, like we have dates that are up now for most of it's festival rescheduled stuff.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not sure if we've put up any like headlining reschedules because that's
who knows?
the main stuff. I don't know what venues are going to be around. Like we were going to do we were going to do a full Canadian tour of like a lot of like cities we haven't been to ever, and I know for a fact some of those are already closed down. Yeah. It's pretty messed up, but like, we're just kind of waiting for the dust to settle a little bit before we like put headlining gigs on sale. Cause I don't want to push things again, It's just like, I'd rather just have a green light and be able to,
I have like a whole 2021 book that I'm not even going to, like, it's all filled in, but I'm not even going to open it until I get the key, right? And the key is this shit's done, and then I can open it. Because I'm with you. Like, I don't want to announce or talk about that stuff. And then, like, we've already done it twice. I don't want to do it anymore. Yeah.
I mean, the festival stuff that got rescheduled is kind of like, that's their deal, dude. That's their show. And if they feel like June of 2021 is a safe enough time to reschedule, then I hope it is. And we'll be there. But if it's not, then it's not. I don't know. It's not up to me to decide that. I mean, there definitely will be an abundance of caution.
And then I don't know, when it's clear to go, I feel like I feel like everyone's gonna play anywhere, anytime is gonna be what's happening. What do you have?
I feel like
I wanted to ask this before we go. because we're coming up on the hour in a minute, but I wanted to ask on the pass-through frequencies, do you have an arc that you're sort of like, do you know how long this is going to go and how many episodes you're going to do and how far you're going to take it? Then you're going to sell it to HBO. It's going to be a killer HBO show.
No, I don't know. I'm just gonna keep doing it as long as it's fun. That's really
answer.
the goal.
Yeah,
like, 'cause,
I will say one of my favorite parts is the non-scripted Fender ad intro.
Yeah,
Which I enjoy. Honestly, I enjoy that so much.
it was pretty. I mean, you should see some of the stuff I didn't air, but
Can you please do like a bloopers edition? Or
yeah. Well, on the one where I was talking about like my nihilist Fender ad, I was just like, play Fender because we all die.
maybe
not the best pandemic. I think that's hilarious as a pandemic slogan to sell your guitars.
I think more people are buying guitars than ever in the world. Also, I forgot to mention last week I had Nate Mendel on, and he said
cool.
to say hi, and also that he's using your guitar on the new Lieutenant record. So
it's
getting
way.
action. Yeah.
Cool,
he's like,
man.
tell him I'm playing his guitar on the new record. So he's working on a new Lieutenant record, which is pretty awesome. I don't know if you've heard the Lieutenant stuff, but it's pretty awesome. So I look forward to that second record. How did that come about? I wanted to ask that as well, because it's sort of like every kid's dream is to have a signature model. Especially with the serial killer signature. That's my favorite part. I'm going to get one just for that.
It's pretty gnarly. Like, so Fender they used to have their headquarters here in Scottsdale, which from here is like a 10-minute drive down the road. There was like a lot of, it was like, so, it was close to here, but there was also a lot of people in the Fender world that would be like, that just sort of like we're in the music scene here because it's all here. And so I had a buddy who worked there and he was like, I got this guitar I want you to check out. I think you might like it. And it was like, it was basically like, I wonder if I have it here. It was like a double cutaway. It was like a Telecaster. It's a double cutaway, glue on neck, and it was rad. But and I came back at him. I was like, it'd be cool. It was like if you had like a separate volume and tone thing, like a Les Paul would be, and then if you had the pickup selector up here at the horn instead of down here by the pickups, and he's like, what? Let's just do a custom guitar.
That's so awesome.
And so, and I thought, and we both thought it was like, we should just make Jim a custom guitar, So we kind of went back on a couple different specs, and it just turned out that like, it was different enough from what they had in production and the price point was such that they felt like they could take a chance on putting it into production, and then it just became my signature guitar. Yeah,
it's so cool. I'm gonna get one for sure. I just became a Fender artist a couple of years ago, and
dude, they're so awesome with the people that they work with. It's gnarly.
Super great company. I'm just gonna switch. So I'm modding one of my guitars, and I want to do a whole Friday show about this. I'm gonna do it with my friend that's a guitar tech, but I'm gonna mod my Jazzmaster. Instead of a tone selecting switch, it's gonna be a rolling potentiometer. So you can blend. It'll be a blend between the two pickups, but on a rolling switch instead of because I always hit the switch when I'm playing. It drives me crazy.
Yeah.
I'm a sloppy player, so I wanted something that would be a little more discreet. Anyways.
Do you do a lot of stuff with both pickups?
I don't. And if I start a song, it usually stays in that position. That's why I kind of want, like, I like the option, but most of the time, honestly, like 99% of the time, I'm a bridge P90 guy. That's my thing.
That is funny. It's either a neck pickup or it's a bridge pickup song.
Yeah, exactly. That's how it goes. Hey, man, I want to say thank you first and foremost for taking the time, and it's super good to see you, and I will let you go and get back to writing hit songs.
Oh, man. I hope so. Well, We'll see.
Thanks for hanging out, man. It's been good to see you, and I
Yeah,
can't
it's good to see you,
in
Jim.
person.
I hope you're staying safe and healthy and all that. Thanks for having
Yeah,
me down for brews.
so far so good, man. All right, well, we'll see you soon, and I'll talk to you. I mean, I'm sure I'll talk to you soon either way. But thank you for
Yeah,
doing this.
yeah,
We'll
of
see you
course,
later.
man.
Bye.
I'll see you, Jim.
All right, everybody. I know loads of people had trouble with this. I'm going to post this up right now, and hopefully it works. I don't know what's going on with the internet. Maybe something terrible. I don't know. Either way, thank you for watching. We're going to figure this stuff out. Either way, I think, maybe. It sucks. Thank you, Jim Adkins, for being on here, and it was great. Next week, we're going to have Sean Tillman, a.k.a. Harmar Superstar, is going to be my guest. And we're going to talk a lot about small venues and what they're doing to keep going right now. So everybody have a good week. Be safe. Thank you so much. Take care. Bye-bye.